Damn.
Are we on?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
Caller.
I'm just hoping to finally get some stupid animation.
No, it'll always start
It
when you
waits
stop.
until we're boring.
I know, until we're boring, and
then it uses that.
I'm just gonna do this whole episode then. So it's got to be in the thumbnail, in the animated thumbnail. I mean,
About half an hour and you're going to be like, my God, make it stop.
I don't know. At least one of these hands has had some practice. Jokes.
You were a cheerleader?
Yeah. But I'm a cheerleader.
A one-handed cheerleader.
If a one-handed cheerleader fell in the woods, make a sound.
You're good there, Chuck.
Thanks.
Billy.
I didn't even look to see if it actually started. That'd probably been good.
I'm sure it did.
Looks like we're there. Pull out the phone and
I hear us.
Hey, caller.
Yeah.
Caller, can you turn down the... Hey, like my phone says we have a thing.
Yeah.
Mine probably does too, but it's in theater mode, so it did not notify. There it is.
Why are you in theater mode?
I can watch live now because I don't want my watch making stupid noises during the show.
Sure.
Because it's very weird. Like all day, I'll sit there and my watch won't make any sound, and then like I get here, and it's like, ding! Apple News wants you to know about this bullshit. It's like, no, I don't care. Or if we run late enough, it's like Pillow is like, you need to go to sleep. It's
Pillow.
late. Pillow.
Hey, guy.
Pillow? That's an app?
Yeah.
Is it like PLLW?
PILLOW.
Oh.
I was wondering if it was like
It's spelled.
properly.
Yeah, it's one of the few apps. I'm sure there's one that's PLLW.
I just feel like,
Plural.
when it came to apps, people were like, hey, fuck vowels. They cost money.
It's
out of
all
a fortune.
SEO shit.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just so that.
Also, so they can get themselves on the stock.
Is it
market.
because SEO has two vowels in it? And
Yeah,
and it just
they
doesn't-
used all
it
the
doesn't-
vowels.
It doesn't like vowels.
Yeah.
It's just like Chvrches, why they used a V instead of a U.
Chvrches.
You mean like Vavitch? Or
Yes.
the Vavitch, sorry.
Lovovich. Actually, that one's just Robert Eggers' like slavish devotion to, okay, it's set in this period, so
Yes.
everything has to be exactly as it would have been then.
Right.
Like
yes.
an Eggers suit.
I kind of want to see Northman. Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Good call back.
Did you watch? I haven't watched The Lighthouse yet. Have you?
I haven't yet.
There's something about it.
And by the way, everything, everywhere, all at once, whatever the hell it's called, is A24. So, do those end up on Amazon?
Sure.
I mean,
But I mean, like, free
free,
on
yeah.
Amazon.
They were. I don't know
know.
if they still have a partnership. Or
is
not.
that it? I didn't even realize A24 is Amazon.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I guess the A should have tipped me off. I mean, because I also have the thing that just says straight up like Amazon Studios, where it's like the old Vegas marquee thing, done in like the cheapest CG possible.
Yeah.
Good job. Hey, can't spend any money there. Got to make penis ships.
Curtis is here. Hi, Curtis.
What up, Sea Dog?
Yes.
That's short for Curtis Dog.
Oh, Curtis dog.
Oh.
Curtis Canine. That's what we call him for
Is it?
slang.
Oh. Okay. Hey, guys.
Hi.
I was going to ask you guys a question.
What is it?
Are you aware that there's nothing in the rule book that says a dog can't play basketball?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe it's in the rule book.
It's not in the rule book. There's nothing in the rule book that says no dogs.
So, I've disconnected myself.
Oh no, are you deaf?
I'm back.
Oh,
I'm
now
back.
I'm all wibbly wobbly.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Are you good now?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, I'm great.
Now, I watched that entire 30 for 30 thing about the guy that was bidding on the Neesmith basketball rules, and I wish they'd zoomed in a little bit further so I could confirm whether or not there was anything mentioned about a dog playing basketball.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
They probably should have, if they
Yeah.
meant it.
I mean, I think that we should do a 30, 31, and 30, just like one extra bonus one where we explore that possibility.
We should archive.
Or is it 30? Just maybe 31 and 31. I mean, we have to do it.
That's copyrighted.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it?
I would know.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually 31 for 31, not
Okay, well,
31
that's
in
different.
30 and 30. Yeah.
In
Yes.
and
I was
for.
confusing you and ESPN, which I often do. Yes.
Sure.
I dropped the in. I went old school as we were talking about the Vivitch. I went oft
Right.
instead of often.
Oft. Oft.
So I got to learn this one before we.
Is that morphine? What is it? Oh, catastrophe.
Morphine.
I don't know.
The game.
I think I just saw the M
You'll
from
love it.
Mission and then something about the rest of it. I was like,
stick it in my face.
look, I'm sorry if I'm going blind in my old age.
You could get glasses.
Yeah, that one got the most votes.
Who said that? I'm going to punch the motherfucker that said that.
Who said
What?
Who said that? Just saying. Me, a voice in your head. You could get glasses and put them on your face, and then you can see.
I like having glasses.
I
think
should.
it makes me look smarter, even though it doesn't.
Wait,
And I'm actually really stupid.
I didn't realize that was a possibility.
Yep. You can get glasses.
No, I mean,
You should get the
to look
ones
smarter.
without
I mean,
lenses
I
in them.
realized before I could get glasses. I just didn't realize they might make me look smarter.
Why do you think ladies in movies wear glasses?
I thought it was because it made them hot, or I mean,
Well, see,
secretly hot. I
they
mean,
have to take them off and shake the hair down.
Right. But when they have the glasses on,
That's what I do.
they're smart.
Yeah.
Is that what you do? You let your hair down? Take the glasses
I do
off?
take glasses
Did
off.
Denise Richards have glasses in
Yes.
whatever the Bond movie was?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that how we knew where she was smart?
Yes.
Yes.
Also, she's a
Yes, sir.
physicist.
Yeah. Christmas comes twice a year.
Dr. Christmas Snow, or whatever the fuck her name
Yeah.
is.
Christmas Jones.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Christmas, January Jones. Christmas in January. Christmas in July Jones.
Is she gone? Did everyone say, get out of here? No more of you?
Who? January Jones?
Yes.
I don't. Did
I'm guessing
did-
she's on a TV show I'm
did
not
she
watching
do
now.
something or just like we decided, like the world finally decided she sucked?
Didn't she like blackmail the X-Men director for
Oh, I don't know.
something because he got her pregnant or some shit?
What?
It-
Dude, I had not heard any of that.
This is now you're just making up.
Oh, she's working all the time. Yeah. All
She's
right.
probably on like Yellowstone or one of those shows only.
Something called Spinning Out. Spinning Out.
There are so many fucking shows now.
It's a Netflix show about ice skating
Yeah.
called Spinning Out. I've never fucking heard of it.
Nope.
There are so. I mean, I went browsing on something, and it was just all these shows with people that you've recognized, and it was like, I've never heard of this.
Mhm.
Like, who is watching this? And why does it have 4 seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet the shows you actually want to have extra seasons, they're like, nope,
Nope.
gone.
Get that out of here right now.
Even ones with like no budget, they're still like, nope, shut it down.
Yes. Anyway, should we talk about a movie?
Yes. However,
Okay.
let me pull up its information.
Oh yeah. Yes, I usually have that page open
Yeah.
as a
I've been-
thing.
I've been putzing around.
So what did weird I got first billing guy do to that he got first billing?
He was in Hill Street Blues.
Oh, okay. I
Honestly,
I'm not
like,
making fun of him. I'm just
I
saying,
know.
like
He was also in Rocky 2.
Why, like I said, it's one of those like, how did you
Yeah.
get top billing and you're in the movie for like 8
Yeah,
minutes?
like, and wow, his filmography is.
I mean, honestly,
Well, I mean, it's one of those like where it looks like
what's her face? should be
where it's like
top
a
bill.
shot of Ian McShane, and then there's someone like in papyrus type with the name of the movie on top of it. You know, those type of thumbnail things.
He was in Fled.
He was in Soul Survivors. Otis Cook is a DJ with a late-night American soul music program in Liverpool. His favorite band, the Tallahassees, disbanded years ago, but their biggest hit, Picking Up the Pieces, was never released in England. The film recounts Cook's adventures and misadventures as he travels to the U.S., finds the band members and convinces them to get back together for a reunion tour of the UK and the release of their old songs on CD.
Why are you Casey Kaseming this?
Because it's a radio drama. Look at that. Look at that wonderful picture of Ian McShane stretched
Oh,
as far as it can go.
yeah. He was Lovejoy.
Soul Survivor. I like the title treatment. Soul Survivors.
It's good.
It's good. It's
good.
really.
Yeah, I would pick that up in the Blockbuster.
Yeah, if I was in Blockbuster, I'd be like, wow, man,
This looks good.
I like his hat. You've sold me.
He's so stretched.
I made the mistake of hitting play on one of those movies where it was just like so saccharine I couldn't make it very far. Like one of those, like, it might as well be a Hallmark movie things. I didn't realize it. I should have realized it because it came off of Disney Plus, but it was some Gerard Butler surfing movie thing. And I don't know. It was like,
Oh, what is that? Soul Surfer or something like that?
I don't know. I think
Lady
it had,
gets
I-
bit
I
by a
think-
shark.
No, I think it had Mavericks in the title because it was like
Soul
about,
Mavericks.
sure. You know, it was about like, big wave surfing, but I mean the whole thing was just so like
Mavericks.
you know, Lifetime Hallmark Channel like
Chasing
chic.
Mavericks.
Yeah, there you go.
2012's Chasing Mavericks.
I like surfing movies.
Mhm.
So it was like, hey, this is really good, you know, surfing cinematography. But then like every time I wasn't surfing, it was like
Surfomatography.
it was like, oh, go to hell. But
Oh, Elizabeth Shue.
go to HE double hockey sticks
Mhm.
because that's the kind of vibe it was. Come on, kid, you can't surf those big waves. You're gonna kill yourself.
This movie is co-directed by Michael Apted and Curtis Hanson. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Which
Yes, I know.
It's a surfing movie
Yes.
is directed by
I know.
Curtis fucking Hanson.
I know.
What the fuck?
I just randomly hit play.
that guy made L.A. Confidential.
He did.
Yeah, and 8 Mile.
And then the surfing movie.
And Wonder Boys.
Oh, Wonder Boys is
Oh,
so good.
Wonder Boys. There's a movie no one talks about.
I love that movie. I honestly quote that movie every time I go new car shopping because I say that line. I always open the trunk every fucking time and say, "Oh, look, it fits a suitcase, a tuba, a dead dog, and an overnight bag perfectly." Yeah.
I couldn't tell you one single
Yeah,
frame
I don't
of Wonder
remember
It's
Boys.
this
at
deadpan thing that
all.
Tobey Maguire says. It's just so fucking good because there's like, whatever. You should watch it again.
I didn't realize that he vanished.
Who, Tobey Maguire?
Yeah.
He went away.
Vanished?
Like his last
just
movie
stopped
was
working.
2014.
He was
Oh.
just like, I'm done.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I don't need to work
Yeah.
anymore. I got back problems.
That may have been mentioned a few times in a particular movie I watched last weekend.
Uh-huh.
Wait, does he actually have back problems?
He
Probably.
tried to get out of.
I
Spider-Man
read all.
2 or
I
something, or
went back
tried to
and
get
read
more
all
money.
that. That I was not aware of any of that going on at the time. But
Yeah.
reading that in retrospect is insane. That he was just like, I got a doctor's note, and he didn't. But he was like, you got to pay me more because my back's fucked up. And they were like, you don't have a doctor's note. And he's like, yeah, you caught me. I don't. Sorry.
No, I
awesome.
mean, I always thought that the thing in No Way Home. I mean, I guess we're talking about what
Yeah,
happens in that
why
movie
not?
at this point, but I mean, like, you know, because there is the whole part where he actually fucks up his butt back in canon. Fucks up his butt.
Yes.
He's with spider butt.
Yeah.
No, he fucks up his back in canon in the movie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was
It was a callback to that.
okay.
It's like, oh, he's like, yeah, man, I got a rash.
Oh, okay.
Did you guys watch Ice Road
Yeah, we
with
did.
Liam Neeson?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
That movie is a movie.
Yeah.
I just remember like you guys were like, we can't really talk about it.
No, you're thinking of the other one, the Snowplow movie.
Oh yeah. Not the commuter. That was the other one.
Shit, now I gotta look up.
Mr. Plow. What was the
Yeah,
name of the Mr. Plow movie? Because it was a remake of like a Scandinavian
Mr.
film.
Plow, call Mr. Plow.
Like Snow Fury, Cold Justice.
Hang on,
Cold.
I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up Liam Neeson's.
Sorry, I'm just wording the title of it. Cold Pursuit.
Cold Pursuit. You're right.
See?
Yeah.
It was like the opposite of Hot Pursuit.
I mean, that movie.
The Gray.
No,
yeah.
that's
On the surface, you're like, okay, he's gonna
I-
murder people with a snowplow. I know what this is, and
Cold
it's not.
Pursuit,
It's
yeah.
not that.
The Gray makes me angry, and not because it's a bad movie. It's because everyone is angry at that movie for not being taken, and I'm like, that's because it's a good movie.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Womp womp.
I mean, no, like I really like The Gray, and people are just like, this movie sucks. It's not this other thing that I wanted to watch again, so we made it 2 more times.
And people don't like the ending.
At a certain point, you have to wonder if he's a bad father.
It's weird that there were only one of those Liam Neeson things, and people immediately went, "That's all I want from Liam Neeson."
Right.
And now that's all he does. But at the time, he had only made one of them.
Did you guys watch Sleepwalkers? And I wasn't here for it.
The Stephen King movie?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay.
That's not a good time
I'm,
movie.
I'm thinking. I'm confusing that with Watchers.
We
The Watchers are the dog ones. And
Yeah.
We've watched like 3 of those.
We've watched 3 of them.
Yeah, I think I saw 2 of them. There's
Okay.
one I missed, but like the type treatment in the poster looks almost the same as
Oh,
those.
okay.
That's probably why I'm thinking of it that way.
Each of the Watchers movies is basically a remake of the previous Watchers movie.
You're correct.
They have not continued the story at all. So
Yeah.
when we do Watchers 4, which is called Watchers Reborn, I'm going to laugh my ass off
Yeah,
because
we don't want to watch Sleepwalkers. I went and saw that with my mom.
yeah.
That was
Oh,
really
you
weird.
should not have
No,
watched
I'm
that with your
kidding.
mom.
It was a joke.
No.
It's a joke.
Okay.
Jokes.
Good times. Yeah. Yeah.
I know that was the point.
I know. Just a joke. Boy, that movie.
Yeah, I know.
I always see people on Twitter just like, "Oh man, Sleepwalkers are so good." I'm like,
Huh.
"Have you been to a therapist?"
Well, but they've been on Pornhub.
Well, I guess yeah. Now that
Well,
that's,
then.
that's all there is.
All right, I'm almost there. Don't worry.
Gross.
This isn't Blackula. This isn't Scream. Blackula Scream.
I know. I'm painfully aware it's not Blackula. It's fucking Deepstar 6.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, it's not Deepstar 12.
You would think we would have more BMFcast alums, but we don't.
And Deepstar 6?
Yeah.
Nah.
I honestly don't remember shit about Sleepwalkers other than it was a
There's one guy who's been apparently in like every Sean Cunningham movie.
Which guy?
Ron Carroll,
what's that, the
The
Abraham
one who
Lincoln
w-
guy?
the one who was piloting
The
the.
Abraham Lincoln guy?
Yeah.
The one that was just like, why hasn't anyone ever tried to pull that hairstyle off that isn't Abraham Lincoln? Because it doesn't work for literally anyone else.
Mhm. He was in House.
I was actually
House
thinking
2.
about shaving my beard here recently, just because it's getting hot and itchy, the time of
Yeah.
year, and
Yeah.
I'll regrow it. I just, every once in a while, I think you just got to go clean. But I thought I might Abe Lincoln it for like a day or 2 just to be fucking stupid.
Just chin strap it?
Yeah, I mean, like take this, just literally, 100% chin strap. Like I want to be the Greg Evigan with no mustache part.
Amish
Just
the shit out
yeah,
of it.
just perfectly Amished around the chin there.
God, Greg Evigan, like
Yeah, it is a magnificent.
he had
beard.
like a fucking perfect beard.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he had that thing Andre 3000 was pumping like years before it was available. Remember that fucking Remington thing where he was like,
Yeah.
"Look, you can make your beard into an elf beard just like me."
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that ad campaign.
Well, you also don't remember Hey Ya, so
It's not that I don't remember it. It's that I never heard it.
Oh,
It's not information.
You're such a liar.
Well,
see,
you're a
Mr.
goddamn
Mr. Andre
no.
Benjamin 3000 was
You're a liar.
was
No, that was a
pardoned.
Bernie Mac movie.
No, that was Mr. 3000.
Right.
Yeah. This is Mr. Andre Benjamin the Third, or Posthumous Wishes Jenkins Andre 3000 for short, if you like.
I don't know what you're saying.
He was one half of Outkast, and they sang a song called Hey Ya.
Yes.
From an album
I
called
know.
Speakerbox.
I know that.
/
I know
The
all
Love
this
Below.
now. What I'm telling you people is that
Yeah.
this is not information I
That
had
album is
that left
almost
my
20
brain.
years old.
It's information that was never in my brain.
Right.
Never heard it.
But he did, I don't remember if it Norelco Remington, one of the beard people, if he had, it was like one of those like styling beard things.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, like the end of the height of his fame or whatever, when he was like full on like, elfy,
Well, Elfin.
He was getting kind of elfin. That's why Key and Peele did that whole sketch
He was
of
getting
like,
kinda
like when
elfin.
how Outkast broke up. 'Cause Big Boy's just like, dude, you're getting kind of weird. He's like, what do you mean? Oh.
Big Boy is selling mortgages now.
All right, sure.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good commercial
Oh yeah.
because he walks
Boy
around the
toilet.
house. He's like Big Boy house.
Yeah.
Big Boy toilet.
Big boy toilet.
Yeah. Big Boy kitchen.
I have seen that commercial.
That's a pretty good one. I like it.
That commercial runs on Pluto TV.
Oh, Pluto. I see it on normal TV.
Oh, you mean not a Planet TV?
Yeah. Pluto.
Yeah, Jen watches Shark Tank on CNBC all the time because it's like the least stakes thing you can watch, and you can just like fall asleep and it doesn't matter. But CNBC doesn't sell commercials. All they do is run house ads
Oh yeah.
for Shark Tank and Shepard Smith. Those are the only 2 ads they run. So they'll have an ad block of 6 ads. 4 of them are Shark Tank and 2 of them are Shepard Smith.
What's a Shepard Smith?
He's some asshole. Just a news guy.
I mean, sounds like an asshole. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, Shepard.
He used to be on Fox.
He used to
and
be
then
on
he left
Fox
because he
and
got
then he went to
sick of
CNBC.
Fox.
Shepard.
Oh, what was I? There was some. I think it was on Peacock, and I
Peacock.
pay for the ad-free version of Peacock, but every once in a while there's a movie that plays and it says, "Look, we tried our best, but the studio demanded that we have to put ads on this. We can't go ad-free," and the ads were for fucking Peacock. I'm like, this is a scam.
Wow.
You can't start your movie and say, "Look, we tried everything we could to get ads free on this, but the studio said
Yeah,
no."
and
We tried to call Comcast and we just couldn't get through. Yeah.
And every single fucking ad was for Peacock. It's like, "Hey, have you heard about Peacock?" I'm like,
And what studio
yes!
would want?
I don't know.
Yeah. Which one?
There's-
What person was be like? Yeah, go ahead and push my ad through that stinger that you put on that was like, "We're the assholes." Yeah.
Yeah.
What movie was it?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Yeah. It's probably something Universal though.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like it's
Yeah, because it's their
'Cause
call.
it's the home of
yeah,
Universal.
NBC,
Peacock.
Universal, Comcast. It's all one big giant
Yeah, I was watching Universal.
cock
movie.
fuck.
Cock fuck.
Yeah.
That's what you do with a cock.
Man,
Generally
it's
speaking.
possible. I mean, you can eat it, dude.
I'm sorry. What?
Fight it.
Sure. Let's talk about a movie.
I guess we could. Sure, let's do it.
There you go. Suck it all up.
Okay. All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode
Yeah.
numbers, I don't know.
539.
539, sure. I should have looked. I
539.
had my tabs all fucked up and I couldn't find it.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Understandable.
hate that when your tabs are all fucked up
Sure.
and you can only get Pepsi free. So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
What we do each and every episode.
Big early '80s diet soda reference
Yeah.
coming in hot.
That's each and every episode you get hot 80s diet soda jokes. Brought to you by us. Did I introduce ourselves already? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did.
Fucking hell.
We did.
What
Yeah.
what is it happening? Why
You're doing it.
we have undersea
Hey,
dementia.
hey, man, you're the one at
Sure.
the wheel.
Oh
I don't know where you're driving us.
man, I secured the missiles.
No, you didn't.
No.
You blew them up.
It was procedure. So what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote unquote bad movie, come in here and talk about it. Then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot jocks.
However, there are bad movies. And stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags and giant bags of trash.
Boo.
Yucky.
A vessel of refuse.
Toss them out.
Indeed.
Get them away from your face.
But yeah, we are back with 1989 Deepstar 6.
Man.
Deepstar 6.
Yeah.
A movie
movie
that
is
the
broken.
Discord was convinced we had watched already.
I, for 10 straight minutes, was convinced we'd already watched this movie.
You had yes.
No, I had super hardcore deja vu with this movie. Like, harder than I've had in a long time with something that I clearly haven't seen for probably at least 20 years. At least, probably closer to 30. And just saying, like, that movie started and I saw Greg Evigan and what's her face, Nancy Everhard? Which sounds like a
Everhard.
porn name, but
Everhard.
and I was just like, I have seen this movie, and I feel like I've seen this movie recently, and it was just so much memory come back to me. I feel like I somehow saw this movie a lot as a child or young person.
So I have a confession to make.
Okay,
We watched this 15 weeks ago for extra.
okay, thank you. You're just fucking with me, is what you're telling me.
I'm making that part up.
Okay.
We didn't
Yeah.
watch this.
I'm
gonna
very
say,
easily susceptible
if you
to
did,
this.
our search is broken on our site.
I mean,
because
I deleted
did-
the episode so no one would know.
Oh
No, I'm serious. You could fuck. That's how hard this movie hit me because I was just like,
Man,
like this movie.
Deepstar 6 hits hard.
No, I just say this movie. They were like in a bunk, and I was just like, I've
seen that
not only
bunk.
have seen this movie, like I feel like I know what is coming next, except for like somewhere midway through, it was just like it all went away, and
Well,
I was back on the trip.
I
on
mean,
the ride.
honestly,
Yeah.
1989 movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I would put money, almost anything we pick from 1988 through 1991, one of us has seen on VHS at some point
Sure.
and completely forgotten.
Especially if it's in the sci-fi or fantasy
Yep.
era or section. I told you that. Yeah.
Yes.
I would put money one of us has seen it, and we're like, and at some point in the movie we go, I've seen this.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm still looking for that thing. I thought, like, for a second when this movie started, I was like, holy fuck, this might be that movie. Just because of like how hard this was hitting me. I was like, maybe it's a sub pod thing. You know, I keep having this recurring thing. I got to bring it back because I haven't talked about it in a while. Of the movie where like somebody is trapped in like an escape pod or what I thought was a broken down mech for the entire movie. And for a second, I thought it was this movie. I thought, oh, he could just be in a sub the whole movie. Like someone's at the bottom of the ocean, and maybe this is it because like that's how hard this movie was hitting me.
Yeah.
But
It's not that.
it's not that. Still
No.
not that. Anyway, it's an undersea movie.
It's familiar because every underwater monster movie since has been this movie.
well, yeah.
They're all the same. There's a motley crew of miners or whatever it is they're doing, and
Yeah, they're fully grown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And there's a monster, and there will be undersea catastrophes.
They've all watched Alien
Yep.
and said, how about if Alien was underwater?
Mm-hmm. Where it's, just space trucker type people that all hate each other. I mean, 'cause that's really, if you think about it, that's kind of what the plot of Alien is. Like,
They've been there too long.
Yeah.
everyone's just like sick of everybody
They've
else's
all
shit.
been working together too long.
The company is making them stay longer than they should, not paying them enough, not getting their bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're just in an echo chamber in space of bitching, basically.
But this might be the most unique "what are they doing at the bottom of the ocean" thing premise that no other movie has capitalized on.
I don't
which
even
is
know what they were doing on the
they're
bottom
clearing
of
the ocean floor to build a missile silo.
But I think it's more like a permanent base because
Yeah.
the one guy is basically like, we're gonna have a missile silo, but once we can establish that we have a permanent sustainable outpost here, we can do science shit here too.
Yeah.
It's just military
But
first.
yes.
It's sort of like the porn is the the technology paving way.
Right.
The military is the also another one. It's fighting and fucking. That's where we get our technology from.
Well, that's what's happening in Deep Star 6. Everyone's fighting and fucking.
Yeah. More like Deep Star 69, huh?
Yes, you are right.
You're
Not really, because
yeah,
they
you're
were
actually pretty close.
No, they were fucking because there's babies involved. Yeah.
Yes.
Like you don't.
There are at least
you're doing
two-
something very wrong. if
there are
there's
two
babies
couples
involved and you're
within
69, yeah.
Deep Star 6.
Well, one of which we don't know is a couple.
No. One of
True.
which we're told is a couple from the first scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the first one, it seems like it's more of a harassment situation, and then it turns out it's just, I don't know. It's
Just
their,
love,
It's just
baby.
their weird little game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Greg Evigan, one
Yeah.
one of my two dads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic beard.
The other one, the not
God, his
Paul
beard's
Reiser.
good.
Well, they couldn't get Paul Reiser, so they were like, hey, we want to make Aliens, but we can't get Paul Reiser, so get the other dad.
Yeah.
Yes. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
He is not a BMFcast alum somehow.
His daughter.
Or wait, no, he is. Sorry.
Yeah, he is.
I missed one.
Yep.
Metal Tornado.
Yep. Yep.
Sure.
Metal Tornado.
That's, yeah.
I can't. Is Metal Tornado the awesome one?
We liked Metal Tornado. We liked it a lot. That's
Yeah.
the one with Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yep. But there's a Christmas one too, right?
Christmas Twister.
Is that it? Christmas Twister?
Is that the Dean Cain one? No, that's.
No.
This is the one where they
That's
keep
Christmas
running.
Rush.
They keep running outside of the mall.
Yeah, but Christmas Twister had like that newscaster chick.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
We liked that one too. The one we
Okay.
didn't like was Tornado!
Tornado.
Exclamation
Oh,
point
Bruce
with Bruce
Campbell.
Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sadly was not the good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Metal Tornado was good.
But
Okay.
he was in Scorchy. So we might end up seeing Scorchy
We
someday.
might watch
Scorchy?
Someday.
Scorchy is a we'll get
It's
to
a
it.
thing.
It's boy.
It's a thing.
It's a
All right.
70s thing that's real dumb.
Yeah.
All right.
Miguel Ferrer
Yeah.
in this,
Mm-hmm.
he is not a BMFcast alum.
I find that hard to believe.
I did too, but he is not a BMFcast alum.
Okay. I just feel like I've seen RoboCop so many times that
Yeah. He's been in a lot of good shit, I'll tell you that, because
Mhm.
he's Miguel Ferrer. But
yeah.
yeah. Nia Peoples, also not a BMFcast alum. has been in Blues Brothers 2000, which sucks ass.
I've been super close to watching Blues Brothers
Don't.
2000.
Don't do it.
I'm telling you, as someone I had that same thought. I adore the Blues Brothers movie,
Yeah.
and I held off for a number of years, saying never will I, and then I did, and I wish I hadn't.
Okay.
So I'm just throwing that out there.
That's
Yeah.
great.
But she's also from,
that is pretty much everyone's reaction walking out of Blues Brothers 2000. Is like, I wish I hadn't.
Yeah, she's also in North Shore, which is one of my personal favorite.
I like
sure.
North Shore.
North Shore is one of my favorite. Like it's like Gleaming the Cube, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Gnarly board, gnarly mask man.
Yep. Also starring Matt McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen him recently in The Ice Road.
Mm-hmm.
Most people know him as Lloyd Braun on Seinfeld.
Sure.
Okay, or not Steve Gutenberg.
Not the Goot from
Yeah.
the Police Academy
Yep.
series.
He's the replacement in 5 and 6. Yeah.
Steve Newtonberg.
If we ever get there, he's in Beethoven's Fourth.
Oh,
Just
well.
throwing it out there.
Oh, we'll get
Jeez,
there.
I can't wait.
We'll get
I
there.
hope we get to the 5th one because it's going to be dum 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 dum.
Also, Cindy Pickett, who's Ferris Bueller's mom.
Mm-hmm.
She's in it.
Yep.
And otherwise, the last two guys, not in anything we've ever done,
All right.
not in anything you'd recognize. Sorry.
All right.
Guy with the chin strap is on Riptide.
Well, there you go.
Well, there's also not Tim Conway in this for half a second too.
Yeah.
I called him Tim Proway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he went the other way.
Directed by Sean Cunningham, who
Uh-huh.
did Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
The original one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But it's a bottle movie. It's like
Yeah.
not a big cast.
No, I mean it's super budget Leviathan basically, and not to say that like Leviathan was like some massive blockbuster of a movie, but it's
Leviathan had way more money than this.
Sure.
Yeah, and all the money in this went into 2 sets and the puppet. I feel.
Yeah.
Because I really like
Oh,
the
the
set
set
dress.
des-
Like
yeah.
the set dressing in this one, they're like, dude, we watched Alien.
yeah, set design.
Let's
Is
set
ace.
this in modern
Yeah.
times, but make it look like Alien.
Yeah, set design aces, monster design pretty good.
It's okay,
It's a little Sigmund and the Sea Monsters for my taste, but
but it's a sea monster. I mean,
well,
yeah,
I
it's-
know, but that also doesn't look like a sea monster. That looks like a HR Puffin
I've
stuff.
seen
Yeah.
a lot of sea
Yeah.
monsters.
Well, I mean,
And the thing is, like, it's been ages since we watched Leviathan. Like
Yeah.
that was a pre-Chuck episode, if I remember
You're right.
correctly. So that's a long ass time ago. And
I watch it once a year, so
I seem to remember, like, this one shows more of the monster than Leviathan ever does. Like Leviathan has one scene where they show it a lot, right?
You get a better look at the monster in this than you do in Leviathan, but because of the structure of Leviathan, which is basically it's a ripoff of the Thing, basically.
Yeah.
It was never one thing to begin with, so you always see chunks of it, which is
Mhm.
basically all it is weird random chunks. Like
Yeah.
it'll just be a tree trunk with everyone's heads on it or something.
Yeah.
That's the weirdness of Leviathan, is that they never knew what that thing was
yeah,
supposed to look
this
like.
just looks like a water Madagascar cockroach, which
Yeah.
I mean is accurate because I mean they're basically like it's a giant arthropod by the end.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean that is kind of what a cockroach is, sort of. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying it looks like a big giant slimy water cockroach.
But like when you get to the money shot of what the Leviathan thing looks like, the camera lingers on it for about 3 seconds,
Yeah.
and that's because the final design of that thing is fucking goofy as shit.
Mhm.
This thing, even though it varies in size throughout the entire film, leading me maybe to believe there's a whole bunch of these things, the movie is never clear on exactly what's going on. I mean, it explains the origin of this thing to death. Like, obviously, you know exactly where it came from, but like, if there's just one of them, if there's a whole family of them, you don't know that. And you could wager that because in different scenes, it's different sizes. It somehow is able to manipulate through certain spaces.
Mhm.
One, it apparently is dead at the end, but still manages to show up anyway, you know,
Yeah.
and it looks like a guy in a suit at that point. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it also. I mean, they don't. The problem with this movie is, it has the Prometheus problem, and I realize that's a dumb thing to say because this movie's way older than Prometheus, but I'm for now reason like.
You're making a point I was going to
Yeah,
get to,
I'm
but-
saying like like I feel like in screenwriting, if like if you're if your characters are supposed to be the smart ones, like they're the scientists that are like doing a thing, you can't have them constantly make the dumbest decisions any human could possibly make, and then make the audience go like, "I buy this," and you know,
that's why they. Not to. Fine, I'll get into it now.
Yeah.
That's why Alien is a masterpiece. Alien will always be one of the best movies ever made because the characters in it are dumb characters, but they don't make dumb decisions. Circumstances force them into dangerous situations they didn't want to go into. And that's why all of them, that's why things happen in that movie. There's a logical explanation due to the events for everything. Whereas movies like this just go, he's dumb. Do dumb thing. And that's what happens. And then it's like, and Prometheus is the same way, where it's like, oh, look, a cobra thing. Let me kiss it. You know, it's like, that's why I get so angry at that movie. And movies like this, where you have intelligent characters that, and it's not even like panicky, oh no, you know, like I ran up the stairs instead of going down, you know, like
the fight or flight response. I mean, some people can't help
like
that.
I can forgive that in most movies. And again, like Alien is a masterpiece because like every single situation, if you go, that seems dumb, it's accounted for. There's a complete explanation for it. But movies like this don't concern themselves with it. They go, okay, well, we got to make thing happen. And that's what this one does.
Right. Yeah.
Which gets frustrating.
And thing basically happens because military needs thing on time schedule. No time to investigate anything else. Fuck your concerns.
And I think what kind of works. I mean, what works with Alien? I mean, unfortunately, we're going to have to keep.
We're going to keep bringing it up because it's a knockoff of Alien.
Yeah, it is a complete direct knockoff. In the enclosed space, we can't get out of here despite creature on board type situation. All of that, because every other movie, like every Friday the 13th and every other like supernatural thing, you're like, get the fuck out of the camp. Like, just get on the road and start fucking running. Like, you are not trapped. Like, but this is like, you're underwater. You can't go anywhere. You're fucked. But I don't even know where I was going that.
They do give good reasons as to why they're trapped. Like, the reasons they're trapped make sense, but the reasons they're trapped is because of their own fucking stupidity.
But what I was going to say, why Alien works and why things like this kind of don't is Alien, like, everyone's angry and, pissed off and, angry at their situation, but, like, you still see that, like, there are factions. Like, like, people are still, like, it's still the maintenance guys against the captain. It's still, like, these people are, like, not everybody hates fucking everybody, and everyone in this hates everybody, except for the two couples. Well, one couple is the only one that seems amicable. The other one, like, we didn't realize was actually a couple. We thought he was just sexually harassing her at work.
Yeah.
But it's like, no one ever has that, like, like,
well,
at least we're on the same team.
And
we were just giving him shit. Everyone's just like, you mean you want me to hit record on a fucking VCR? Eat a dick. And it's like, dude, fucking push a button. And, like, you wasted so much more time bitching than pushing the goddamn button.
Which is actually realistic to most workplaces.
Maybe.
But it also speaks to a problem that this movie has is people don't react properly. Like people's emotions shift way quickly, and they don't. It's almost like the movie's in too much of a hurry to let people process anything that's happening. Because like there's a character who dies that matters, and the people talk about him dying, and are are already over it. Like they've skipped 3 phases of grief, and they're on to whatever it is. What's that?
Acceptance?
They moved on to acceptance, and like the guy literally died like not even screen time, like literal time in the movie, like 5 minutes ago. And they're like, yeah, I remember him. Yeah, those were good times. And it's like, dude, you just saw him ripped in half. Like,
well, he didn't actually. Well, he was doing. Greg Evigan was doing his best to make sure the captain was ripped in half, but
yeah. Anyway, they're.
Everyone's just mad at everybody, and everybody's just like, hey, everyone's basically acting like a 7th grader. With like, like the teacher's like, hey, this is the part where we're going to sit down and watch a movie. It's your best favorite thing, and somebody's going to be like, oh man, I don't want to watch a movie, and it's like, fuck off, like just like like, hey, we're going to have your favorite thing, peanut butter and pancakes and whatever your favorite meal is, and just, I hate that now. Yeah. Okay. Eat a dick. Just
I mean, they for half a second try to like do the whole we've been down here too long, past our, or we're supposed to go topside. This sucks. But the shit that they are complaining about is the lamest possible. It's not like, Alien, they go out of their way to investigate this thing, and they sit around and they debate with each other for a long time. Like, are we going to do this? Is the money worth it? Blah, blah, blah. They eventually decide, okay, fine, the overtime will be worth it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they forfeit any money. Like, they basically void the trip that they've made.
Yeah.
They've wasted their time if they don't go do that.
Right.
Like I said, Alien.
Yes.
It had 50 fucking script passes.
Right.
Because literally, anyone had any question, like, all right, here's how we address it.
Yeah.
And it all made it into the movie.
Yeah.
But and not in a patronizing way either, like some movies where it's just like, you have that question and it's like, oh, you see what happened over here was. It's like, God.
No, none of that.
But everyone in this is just cranky and about stupid. They're all just having trivial tantrums about doing random things. Like, nobody, I got to walk over here.
Yeah, nobody's being the adult. Like, even the captain is just like, shut up and do your job. Or you know, it's like
he kind of fucks with the one guy who says something about it.
Like there's just several situations of this that if communication was just not just assholery, then like nothing would have happened. It's just like you would just be like, hey, I need a reading on this, or we can't reach this person. Be like, all right, I'm on it, and then it probably would have gotten resolved.
Right.
Like instead.
Now, having been in work situations where there's one guy who fucking hates his life and wants everyone to know it, that can make the rest of you feel like shit, and you just want to curl up into a ball and not do anything. I get that, and that's Miguel Ferrar's character in this, because he seems to have been down there longer than anybody else, and he's starting to lose it, and he's, like the doctor lady is like, we will get you out of here. Like, I can, there's something off with you. We should get you out of here.
And she's like, we just have to do this one thing.
Right. This one thing. That's all we have to do. Just fucking chin up for this one last fucking thing. And let's do it right.
Which you're not even part of.
Right. You just have to
stay
sit there
on the ship while they do it.
Yeah. You sit there and run communications or whatever. And the thing that they have to do basically is that there's a cavern underneath the ocean floor where they're trying to level it out to build this thing. They just need to go check it out. That's it. Just see if it's stable. Make sure, put the charges there, but, level it off. Go. And like science lady who's down there, she's like, I want to check that out. And they're all like, nope, no time for science, none whatsoever. It's like, why are you even here, lady? Why did they bring you?
Yeah.
And that's where it all goes wrong, because they blast open the cavern. Deepstar 6 monster comes out, which there's no name for this thing. Like, you can't call it anything. You can't call it Leviathan. You can't call it,
because Deepstar 6 is their ship.
Right. It's
obvious.
There's no name for this thing. Yeah. It's the Deepstar 6 monster.
Well, I mean, also Leviathan wouldn't really be apt either, because this thing is tiny and changes size all the time. Sometimes it's huge. Sometimes it can ram entire
just the arthropod.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's large enough to like ram entire undersea structures off of its, and then it's
it can fit through a hatch.
Yeah, fits through a little door.
But yeah, so they let the thing out, and it...
Yeah, because they were too lazy to pull in the probe.
Yes.
The guys just were like, nah. Yeah. Just leave it.
And they, it's a chain reaction of bad things happening because this thing is pissed off at light.
It's actually the opposite. That thing breaks the chain on the probe, so they're like, oh no, we're going to get fined for getting the probe. Let's go get it. So they go fishing for the probe, and the thing eats them, and then...
It's never clear. The movie gives you several theories as to what it's doing. It's either angered by light or thinks the light is a food source. But
a little bit of both.
It just...
But, I mean, the chain reaction that happens is these guys get attacked with it. The team that's responding to them isn't, like, overly excited about them going, oh, God, Mayday, what the fuck?
Right.
They're like, guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, we've lost him. And then when they call to Miguel Ferrer, they're like, we need the captain right now. And he's like, he's busy. And they're like, dude, like two of our team.
Captain's pooping.
Yeah. It's like.
He's swabbing the poop deck.
How many people are on this? 8?
Let's see. There's Captain. There's the Australian. There's the doctor lady.
I forgot about the Australian.
There's the four fuckers, like the people that are fucking.
Yeah.
And
then there's the other 2 guys, and then there's the Russian dude.
Yeah, I forgot about
I forgot about
Spider-Man's. Spider-Man's landlord.
Yeah.
So there's 10 people. 2 of your 10 people are missing now.
Mm-hmm.
And Miguel Ferrer's like, I guess I'll go get him. Fine.
Yep.
You know, and then they miss the distress call because there's nowhere there to answer because the Deepstar 6 attacks the ship that has the Russian dude and Greg Evigan's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Nancy Everhard.
Nancy Everhard.
This really sounds like a board name.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
Yeah.
But the thing is, too, like, I feel like they barely ever say anybody's name.
They don't,
movie,
which is the weird thing.
which
because
is why we can't really describe who these, because her name is actually Joyce.
Okay.
Joyce?
Joyce Collins.
Okay, it's weird. For a movie that doesn't show the monster until 65 minutes into the film, and it uses most of that time to build up its characters, to not know anybody's fucking name is
it's a cardinal sin.
Nuts.
We complain about it so often on this show.
Yeah.
And then there's what was McQueen?
McBride.
McBride, yeah, because I kept
Yeah.
saying McBride, and he's going to be my husband because there's one point he proposes to her. So
The only
Yeah.
reason his name is memorable is because it's McBride and there's a wedding proposal
right,
with him.
And
That's-
she says it a bunch at the end.
She does. Yeah, she
And
screams
it
it a lot.
feels weird because this is her future husband who she will not call by his first name.
Yeah, call him Jim or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
Tommy Perfect
Anyway.
Beard.
But yeah, so the captain doesn't get their distress call until they get like Miguel Ferrer picks up the headset and says like, "Hey guys, where are you?" And it's
They're basically they're like those guys are fucked. Like there's no at any time
there's no urgency about it.
no, but I mean like when the call goes that we've got to get to see what's happened to the Russian guy and Nancy Everhard.
Mm-hmm. We need to pronounce it like that every time.
Everhard.
Look right in the camera and
Joyce.
say it. Look at me when I say Nancy Everhard. No one ever mentions the 2 people who were doing the remote camera work ever
Nope,
again.
they are forgotten.
They are just like they must be dead, and they are. But
But
there's no
I
reason
can-
for anyone to assume
So
that.
sorry
I can
you're dead.
s-
I'll miss you.
I can somewhat forgive that because the movie starts moving quickly.
Sure,
from
it
that
does.
point
It
forward.
does start going, but
Yeah.
it's just like those people are dead. The people in this thing are in trouble. We got to go get
Yeah.
them. See what's up.
Yeah, because if there's one thing I'll give this movie credit for is it moves.
It does eventually.
Yeah, I feel like the beginning isn't super slow. There's establishment, but
there's several scenes of like prolonged transportation and docking procedures
Yeah.
and stuff. But I mean, like
It very much wants you to understand the docking procedure
Right.
of this mini sub, and it never comes into play. And like,
not really. No.
oh no, we've broken the
yeah, like,
dock.
oh no,
or,
it didn't seal.
It's-
so,
yeah.
yeah.
but
Yeah.
the amount of times they show you the procedure of this, you're like, that's coming up again.
Yeah,
And
and like I said, I'm not here to pick on movies and their budgets and their special effects, but I mean, if we're comparing it to Leviathan, it's just that this movie relies on a lot of miniatures and
Yeah.
backdrops and things, and even to like its in scene basically takes place in the Truman Show tank. I mean, like
Yeah.
literally the same tank from the Truman Show. Like the sky is back there where
Yep.
he gets off and walks. It's like it's the same thing from the same lot. You know, it's just saying. It's like there's a lot of like. Yep.
Well,
movie.
You know, it's funny because I watched tangent here, but it's
Yeah.
related. I watched Spider-Man: No Way Home this weekend.
Mhm.
I could tell which scenes were shot in that room with the big ass LED screen.
yeah.
You can tell immediately what scenes are like that, and this is that same feeling. And it's like, wow, we really haven't gotten that far, have we? Because it's the same feeling where it's like, wow, they're standing in a room, and that's a backdrop behind them.
Yeah,
And-
I feel like at some point we're gonna get the rear projection lighting right. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, that's still what we're calling it. I'm calling it. I mean, it's still basically rear projection
Yeah.
with the LED screen. It's, yeah.
COVID fucked the way that movie looks. I think if they had been shooting it on schedule and had the amount of production time they needed, it would have looked better.
Sure.
It's the same reason why Mandalorian looked good and then Boba Fett looked like ass. You know, it's like, but it's the same teams work. Like, how come?
Yeah.
What the fuck? So
And
But
also,
anyway-
Robert Rodriguez directed a bunch of episodes, so
he's all right.
He's fine.
he's too budget conscious.
Yeah, Elite is
He
good.
had to save all that money for Danny fucking Trejo.
He's like, sure,
I liked Alita. You should watch Alita.
I know. I'll get around to it. But,
Alita's pretty good, even for being super fucking anime.
He used his
Yeah.
money wisely
But-
on that.
Anyway,
But anyway, yeah, the
yes, I'm just
backdrop
saying.
at the end is literally the
Yes.
Truman Show tank.
Yeah, I
and
just
it
mean-
looks it.
when I wouldn't make fun of you if you don't want stretches of your movie to be like, look at this fantastic voyage we're on, and it literally looks like the fucking Fantastic Voyage. I'm just saying, like, you know, like that was wonderful in the '60s. It doesn't look so good in 1989, and you know, like it just kind of looks silly when you're like, wow, they're underwater now, maybe.
Yeah.
'Cause Chuck kept saying it, like, oh look, they're underwater, because it's just, you know, like
I love fake underwater. I really.
Well, it's just
I
you know,
really
they
love
put
it.
they put the thin layer of fish tank in front of you with like the couple of bubbles, so you're
Yeah.
like, look, it's underwater.
Yeah, I really love that. Just for comparison's sake, the budget on this movie was $8 million. The budget on Leviathan was 25. So
It's a lot more.
That's
Yeah.
that's a little more than 3 times as much.
Yeah. And I'll just note during a lot of those underwater scenes, they use a lot of the, I don't want to call it upbeat, but Harry Manfredini is a composer, did basically all of the Friday 13s.
he did.
But he just does all of the upbeat music from Alien, like basically like the waking up the pods type, like
Yeah.
basically like it's like they could have used the temp track for that and just make this,
Probably did.
because every bit of music that is a ship going through something underwater has that like, oh, this is an amazing discovery music, and I don't know.
An amazing discovery that no one who is currently seeing it gives a shit about.
It's the amazing
Yep.
discovery, the low budget version of Fantastic Voyage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow, amazing discovery.
Yeah, but
It's
you
a-
know
it's
exactly
an
what music I'm
okay
talking
trip.
about.
Yeah, I
though.
do.
Like,
Yeah.
like you can hear it in your head right
Yes.
now.
Yeah, but so I mean, this thing rams the hell out of the remote base that's there, and Russian guy gets his legs crushed. He eventually dies.
yeah, more like crushing.
Greg Evigan's Nancy Everhart is there. Just she like tries to keep him awake, but
Yeah.
he dies anyway. And so the captain and Greg Evigan show up to rescue her, and the captain gets crushed by the door. Basically, they have to wedge the door open. The wedge breaks free as he's the last one to go through. Almost cuts him in half. My brain said it did cut him in half because that's what my brain remembered from watching this as a kid. That's not what happens at all.
No.
It just crushes him. Greg Evigan is so convinced that he's just going to be able to grab onto his arms and pull him through this thing, but it's just going to.
Yeah, he's
If he
basically-
does that, it's just going
Yeah.
to scrape.
Oh,
the,
it's going to deglove his dick. For
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So the
That's
cap.
just the worst phrase I've ever said.
That is awful, and I'm glad that I wasn't paying attention to really get the full brunt of it. The captain is just like, I got to make them go. I'm going to hit the flood button on this, and it just immediately floods everything. And like the lady's like, yeah, I get the message. I'm gone. And Greg Evigan's like, nah, I can save the captain. I can pull him through this thing.
Even if he's half the man he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Does
eventually-
does the captain even say anything before
No.
hitting the button? He just reaches up and hits the flood button.
He for
There's
while
the purge button and the flood button.
as he could speak, he just says the "Go on without me, get out of here."
That's an
Says
order.
that a couple times, and then he's just like, "Bip." He doesn't say, "I'm going to make the choice for
Yeah.
you."
I'm going to threaten your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, they
This,
get
this
out.
year's annual purge is upon us.
Yeah, and the two of them get out, and for once somebody has a proper reaction, he starts crying. He's like overwhelmed. He's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, because apparently he
Fuck.
was friends with the captain,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah, you
never
wouldn't
see
know
any of that.
that really. I mean, they talk a little bit when the sub on the way down. And I
Yes,
guess
they have a
he's-
conversation where he's like, "You should marry that girl," and he's like, "Haha, I'm."
Yeah, she's a SEAL and I'm just a sub jockey.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And I'd hold her back, and then he's like, "Yeah, but you could be an officer." Yeah, you
He's
son
like,
of-
"Me,
I'm just saying he's a little more familiar
Yeah.
than he probably should be with his captain, just because he's like, you son of a bitch.
But that's the thing. That's why this workplace sucks, is because their boss is just like, "Hey, get over here, guy. Let me noogie." You know, it's just like, no, fucking tell people to shape up.
Yeah, and meanwhile, back
Well, they
up,
can't ship out.
back
they
up
don't
in
have a
the,
choice.
That's why.
I guess in the main Deepstar 6 area, whatever it is.
Meanwhile, back in the main
Yeah,
Deepstar 6 area.
Nia Peoples, who we haven't talked about, who's the science officer, wanted to investigate. The Australian guy's like, nah, no time. Don't do that. So she just works out and then takes a shower. And this is when Lloyd Braun shows up and it's just like, hey, because she runs out of water.
Underwater.
Runs out of water. Needs someone's key card to use it. And we're
They
just
have
like,
water rations.
and
Fresh water,
yeah,
yeah.
and the thing is, like, he has just been harassing the shit out of her this entire movie.
That's a real thing.
And
It's
she has not been reciprocating.
Yeah.
No, not the water
I
rationing on
know,
ships and things. Yes.
I know. But either way, like, she has not reciprocated. She has been, like, just annoying them. We're like, wow, workplace harassment. Welcome to the 80s and the 90s
It doesn't help.
and the 2000s
Well, it doesn't-
and the 2010s.
Yes, and the 2020s.
Yeah, and the 2020s.
So I mean, yeah, still early, but
Probably. if we
jury's
ever go
out.
back
But
to
Yeah,
work,
like,
well,
we're-
people
yeah.
are just getting back to work. They're
That's
not,
true,
they're,
yeah.
it hasn't happened for.
They're ramping it up.
Yeah, yeah,
It's coming.
yeah. But anyway,
It's
like
back to work sale.
But this is when we realize, oh, they're a couple because he gives her the key card, and then they just start making out in the shower. We're
Right.
like, all right.
I just while if we're on this subject, look, if we're looking at this from a modern day PC lens, which fine. If we're looking at if this is the area that we're viewing this movie for a 2nd,
Mhm.
we've just seen her kind of like repeatedly harassed, apparently by this guy, by Lloyd Braun, and then like just brushed off by the Australian dude, and then it's just like, oh harumph, let me go take a braless row and then a naked shower, and it's just like.
Most showers are naked.
Well, I mean, most showers are naked. I'm just saying, like, it's like, it was just like, wow.
Matt
like,
McCoy wasn't naked, and
No.
he got a shower.
It's true. I'm just saying, it was just like one of those, like, wow, I wonder if this is directed by a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't go full on, like,
That's not what led me to believe it was directed by a guy. What led me to believe it was directed by a guy is that bras are outlawed on
Well,
Deepstar
oh, yeah.
6,
that too. I
and
mean,
the AC
and the,
is
and the
cranked up.
temperature is 20.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a piggish man about this, but it's just like when a lady walks into a room, nipples first, you're like, all right, 2 things come to mind. There are no bras on the set, and the temperature is 20 degrees.
Yeah.
I understand what's happening here, but it's like, okay.
yeah, no. Yes. I just think maybe it's all of it leading up to that when it was just like, when that scene happened, I was just like, well, I don't think it's going to happen because it's Needed Peoples, and I mean,
Mhm.
like, you
Yeah.
don't, that's not who you hire for a scene like, for your gratuitous nudity scene, but it was just like, come on, guys. Like, I'm just saying, like, there was a point in a movie where I was starting to turn on it
Mhm.
a little bit, when it was just like a little bit too much, like, I wonder how they arrived at the airport, scenes. and then it was just like, oh, look, she's sweaty. Not that she's not a lovely lady. This is not where I'm coming from. And I'm not saying I don't like seeing ladies naked, but there's a time and a place.
You're saying it was wasting time.
It's wasting
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and it's also, it's just like there's a certain point when it's like the camera becomes gross, and you're like, no,
Yeah.
there's no reason to like be looking at her sweaty midriff right here. Like, there's just no reason for the camera to land there. Like,
Yeah.
it's nice, but also no. Like,
Nice.
Mhm.
but also yeah.
Yeah, and really, the only thing this scene establishes is that, okay, these two are a couple, which could have been done a lot more efficiently at any other point in the movie.
Sure.
It's a swerve.
Or maybe they weren't, and she was just like, I really
She gave in at that point,
yeah.
like, well, you've seen me
Just
naked.
like Grandpa said,
I really
you
need
just
that
got to wear
water.
them down.
Yeah. She needed fresh water, and he
Yeah.
had a brand new pair of roller skates.
What?
And he had a brand new key. Yeah, I got that. It's,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And anyway,
I'm here with
yes.
you. I'm here with his old man reference.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah. All right.
Not setting off
Anyway,
that alarm.
yeah. So that's what's going on back there. So Greg Evigan gets back. Well, the thing
That's
is,
what's
like,
going on back
well, the thing is, Greg Evigan and Nancy Everhard get back, and they're fine now.
Mhm.
Like they had their little breakdown in the shuttle or whatever, and then on the way back, and then he gets back, and Lloyd Braun's like, "Man, I heard about the captain.
Yeah.
Pretty rough. I went through his stuff.
I
Here's
found
a picture we found of you guys together. I figured you might want it."
Found this picture in his stuff.
And Greg Evigan's just like, "Thanks, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's
Really
like,
cool."
He just died.
Like, yeah, like he died literally 5 minutes ago.
They had some time to decompress. No?
God damn it.
All right.
God
Fine.
damn it.
Fine. Come on.
Fine.
It's
Ugh.
right. It's
But
a
yeah,
major
but this
plot point.
continues the whole like, and they're like, okay, well that mission's fucked, the other thing's fucked, so we might as well just go. But first we got to decompress, and then we'll get out there.
The
and
doc's like, 4 of us are dead. I think that's
it's good
excuse enough to
reason
leave.
to get out.
Except the military guy is like, yeah, but we got to secure the missiles first.
Hmm Yeah, and they
Miguel Ferrer, can I trust you to do that?
Fuck you. All right.
He's like, I think
Yeah.
I know how to secure the missiles. Thank you very much.
Yeah. He doesn't.
Boy, does he not.
Yeah.
yeah,
This-
because he goes back to the computer and
Kids,
you know
if there's one thing I can say, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
Don't ever
Well,
be
he
afraid
does,
to ask for
and they're like, just fucking put something in, man.
Okay.
Because he goes back to the computer and is like, all right, we got to secure the missiles. And it's like, why are you abandoning the missiles?
Why, Dave?
If you are disarming nuclear weapons, do not be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
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 But the computer gives him a multiple choice quiz.
Oh, yeah.
Like, please explain why we are securing the missiles. One's like shift change, and then one's like natural occurrence, and the third was aggression.
yeah. Would you like to play a game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, is the computer going to be the reason that they can't get away? Like, the computer's going to technically conspire with the monster to be like, aggression, huh? I'm shutting it down. You people aren't leaving. Because that's what would happen. But
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, it's your honorary Ash. I mean,
well, it was the computer and the thing.
I mean,
was
Miguel
like,
Ferrer is also like your honorary Ash.
Yes.
Kind of, he's your honorary
Well,
asshole.
there is a point where it's like, dude, are you working for the monster?
Yes. And it's this point because so he's presented with this multiple choice question that the computer is asking him. He's not perplexed by why the computer is suddenly like if I'm going to IMDb and the computer's like, I need you to answer this question as to why you're doing that. I'd be like, I'm throwing this computer through a window.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking dare you?
Yeah, it's not like you're clicking which box has a motorcycle in
Yeah.
it.
Tell me which one has a stop sign.
And I don't know if the crosswalk is actually in this square or not. So he gets on the radio and is like, hey, how would you classify what we're doing? Was the thing that attacked you natural or was it aggressive? And she's like, oh, it was aggressive. And he's like, all right, C.
Aggression.
And the computer's like, fire the missiles. And
No.
And there's
It
no
does-
failsafe. There's no
it-
like confirmation.
No, that's what's even worse. Okay, this is where it truly, fully fucking Prometheus is out
Yeah.
because the computer is like, I'm sitting there, I'm yelling at the screen, do not press C. C is the none of the above, as in you will all be dead and you will not be above the ocean at the end of this movie.
Right.
And clearly it's just like, well, if aggression is the thing, then clearly blowing up the nuclear or the weapons is the right thing to do. And it starts a countdown, or it says, we're going to self-destruct the weapons.
no, it just tells him,
Yeah.
go get the key
And,
and
because-
start the process.
But I'm saying the screen is like, okay, well, if it's aggression, self-destruct the missiles. That's the way.
Yeah.
Cut to like other people going like, well, I don't know, we should probably get some science stuff out of here. And then he's like bringing over the nuclear football case and plugging in the keys and everything and going, well, all right, time to hit the button. And at no point going, hi guys, when you said secure the missiles, did you mean secure or blow them the fuck up?
Yeah.
Because I want to be clear here.
it's not like he's
I want to be
opening-
nuclear.
He's not opening the case that secures the missiles. It's very clearly a launch sequence
Yes.
that he's doing.
Yes.
He
And
you know
goes through the whole thing.
And I guess my brain like erased that part because I'm like, there's no way he would have gone through the whole process
he
to
does.
launch
totally
them.
does.
he does.
And then everyone runs in like, "What the fuck did you do?" And he's like, "I did what I was supposed to do." And they're like, "You fucking idiot." He's
Yeah.
like, "What?"
He's like, protocol. I followed protocol. I did what I was supposed to do.
and it
and-
fucks up every crucial thing on the station. Every
Because they're right next to a nuclear
Well,
blast.
yes. I mean, yes. there-
Underwater.
Yes.
It's a good ways away, but the shockwave, of course, fucks with the entire station.
Force 20. We're
tears.
told.
Well, sure, whatever that means. Yeah, it's a category 6. But yeah,
It's a Christmas twister.
it's the first F6. But anyway, it's basically it just rocks the whole station. So they're it's like 5-10 minutes of them running around putting up braces and lots more like braless wet people running around going
Okay.
crank the thing and do the thing.
The
and-
thing they have to put the brace up for with that whatever that thing that buckles looks like fucking just rubber bullshit. It's like,
But-
what did you construct this
Well, I
station?
mean-
But
out
man,
of?
Lloyd Braun gives a real good take running over to stop to
Oh,
shore
yeah.
it up because he like runs forward and like does like the actual back pedal thing like
Yeah, the Scooby Doo like zoinks.
Yeah. Slips, falls, panics, tries to get up, slips on the floor as he's
Yeah.
trying to get his feet going and runs the other way. Yeah, and then they do the whole brace up
Yeah,
thing and
that,
like
that eventually then they're just like, well, now with all this shit, now the internal reactor is going critical too. So which Matt McCoy is like, good job, Miguel Ferrer. I was feeling fucking blow up 2 nukes in one day. We're all fucked, man.
Yeah.
Game over.
he's like, it's not my fucking fault.
Yeah.
You said secure the missiles. I secured the missiles, you sons of bitches.
Yeah. So
It's not Snyder's
Of
fault.
course, then the whole thing's just then the whole place is just fucking falling apart until not Leviathan decides to show up.
Well, what they do is
They have to
Lloyd
fi-
Braun goes into the out of the
Oh right, yeah.
out of the outdoor suit, the big diving bell type
Well, okay.
thing.
like everything's fucked, and they've all resigned themselves to everything's fucked. But the doctor lady says, "Can't we just reroute this to this?" And everyone's like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
But at that point, everyone else had gone, "We're dead. We're fucking dead. We might as well just eat our guns right now."
Yeah, because they only have 7 hours of air.
Yeah. But the thing's going to go critical in 5 hours.
Yeah, and they don't have time to decompress
Right.
the escape pod
Yes.
to be able to get up there fast.
But
Well,
Ferris
like,
Bueller's
yeah.
mom is just like, "Well, can't we just redirect this to this and then use that to do this?" And they're like, "Oh yeah."
Actually, I think it was Joyce or Everhard.
Oh.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Somebody not wearing a bra was like, we should probably put this cable
of
over here and
Mhm.
do a thing, and then we'll have air, and
That's
we
why
can run
Matt
the
McCoy
decompression.
ends up outside is because there's a thing outside that has to be redirected.
Mhm.
So
And-
they put him in the suit that's on the box.
He gets it.
And if you've seen the box, you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
all right."
Mhm.
So he does the thing outside, and then all of a sudden just blah, 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 and everyone's like, "What the hell's happening?" I don't know. Bring him
Yeah.
back in, I guess. And so they do, and they're because this suit is huge. It's not easily maneuverable or anything. So they've got to use a crane to
Yeah.
bring him
They're like,
in.
"Are you Buzz Lightyear?"
Yes. So they're craning him in, and as the suit comes up, you see him in there screaming, "No, don't!" And they're like, "Can't hear you, bro. It's okay. We got you. Just chill out a second." And they pull him up. He's fine, but he's still just dangling over this hatch. And then all of a sudden, the monster comes up.
Yeah, well, I think it's Miguel Ferrer actually says there's something in the airlock
Yes.
with him.
Yes. And it comes up, it bites him in half. And then the machinery is just like dangling his half body over everybody. He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, check this shit out, everybody."
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
he
Now
just-
it's over here.
Yeah, he suddenly
Fists are hanging out of that
he suddenly
thing.
becomes the haunted mansion, just spooky ghosts, just woo,
Yeah.
Viscera!
And everyone's like, "Oh dear God!" And Miguel
Yeah.
Ferrer is losing his fucking mind.
Yep. 'Cause
Yes,
he's the first one out of the room.
yes, and
And the other ones are scrambling to get out. Like the Lloyd Braun's girlfriend, Nia Peoples, is just freaked out. Like she's not handling the fact that he's just been torn in half.
Not well. No.
Obviously,
not well
It's-
at all.
She for happen like basically
like hers is justified.
yeah.
She's just seen her boyfriend or whatever ripped in half.
Mhm.
She's a little bit in shock here.
Her McCoy boy toy.
But yeah, but she gets separated because she's on the other side of the room from where the exits are.
Yes,
Right. So she has to kind of deep blue sea for half a second up on a table, which I thought it was like, oh, I'm gonna have to stand up on the table and you can't get me. But
Yeah.
the thing just hits the table, knocks her off, and eats her immediately. But it's Ferris Bueller's mom, the Australian guy, and Miguel Ferrer all like run out the door. Right? Is that the deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
They get out.
The Australian guy did he get knocked in the head when the bombs blew up, or did he get knocked in the head when this happened?
it does. It's one
Yeah.
at one of these
Yeah.
points.
But anyway, like so, Nia Peoples gets at kind of sort of off screen. She falls off the table and then just sort of
Yeah,
like
and
it's
then
sort of like blood.
You get the
blah,
red
yeah.
blood, red water.
Um.
Yeah, so they've killed two of them off super quick.
Yeah.
But Miguel Ferrer has locked the door before Greg Evigan and Nancy Everhart got out of there.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're up there banging on the door, and the doctor lady comes in like, "The fuck? Let them in, you dumb idiot!" And he's just like, "Can't, no, stuff." And so-
Yeah, he's begun the space dementia at
yes,
this point.
he
yeah.
has.
Mhm.
So what happens is they're like, "Weapons, we're gonna kill that fucking thing."
Yeah.
We've got
But
shotguns.
not before Greg Evigan beats the shit out of
Yeah,
Miguel
yes,
Ferrer.
he does. Yes, and Miguel Ferrer's just like, "The fuck, man!
He's like, I followed protocol.
I did what
man."
I was supposed to do."
Yeah.
So they're like, "Knock it off. Let's get the weapons. Let's
But
do this."
for all the like, okay, so just for people being weird, and it's another case of it. For him having bitched and complained about everything that he's ever had to do that was his actual job,
Mhm.
he accepts his ass kicking rather quickly and well. I'm just saying, he gets his ass kicked and then immediately just like, hey, why don't you go to the thing? He's like, yeah, you're right. I probably deserve that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Mhm.
There's still a piece of him that knows he shouldn't be
fucked
doing
up.
this.
Yeah,
I
he
suppose.
done fucked up.
I
Yeah.
suppose, but I'm just saying, like, you would think that this would be the point where he's just like, hit me, I'm not
Yeah.
No, they gotta. They do a good job elevating his
Right.
underwater dementia because. So
Mhm.
they get
Well,
their.
yeah, they go get the shotguns. They got the marine style underwater shot, metal shotguns. They got the shark poons, the air gun style things.
Yeah,
Which
shark
Miguel
darts.
Ferrer is all like, he freaks out because the cartridges are expired, they won't work, and so
They s-
Nancy Everhard
Mhm.
jams it into the seat underneath him, and
Yeah.
the seat immediately inflates.
Yeah.
He's like,
so we now understand what these things do. It's a
Yeah.
very good way to explain what to expect out of whatever the fuck
Mhm.
these spears are. It's good to know because
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
I know it's a
Yeah,
real
oh, yeah.
thing, but most people have no idea what this is. It was when we watched the shark movie. It was the
Right.
same thing, using the shotgun spears that they had. It was just like, what the fuck is that? But anyway, so they all go back into the room and are.
Like, yeah, we're gonna kill this thing.
So another thing about this thing's size is that it is able to hide underwater without moving, and no one knows where this fucking thing is.
Right.
It's huge and a different color than the water.
And they're in like
A foot.
chest deep
Yeah,
water.
Yes.
Chest deep. I would
And this
say.
room is not that big. It's
Yeah.
maybe the size of our theater,
Yeah.
which is not that big.
It's a living room.
Yes, they're in a living room.
Not
chest
not
high
for
wall.
long though. Really.
Yeah.
I mean.
No, then it's a dying room. And one of them like throws out. I think Greg Evigan is throwing out strobes.
Yeah, because
not Strohs.
Offhandedly, Nia People was the one who was like, "It light," and then he was just like, "All right, everybody, turn your flashlights off," because
Yeah.
like as soon as they get in, he like remembers this, and then they threw.
They
like,
throw some strobes out, and he's like photomenosis.
He
or
remembers
whatever.
it because his ship got attacked
Yeah.
by it trying to get back, and
Yeah.
he shut the lights off, and that's how it went away. It left them alone.
Right.
And this was before they knew what it was, or that anything had attacked anything.
So they kind of creep around for a minute, and like I don't know, I guess maybe it's not here or it's not out, and he's like, well, all right, I'm gonna go fix the thing. Dives underwater, has one violent resurfacing to which everybody's like, it almost shoots him, and he's like, all right, I almost got it. Goes back one other time, and he's like, cool, got it, like no drama.
Mhm.
And then Everhard's just like, behind you, and out comes not Leviathan, pops up out of the water, and
This is like the first real money shot of this
yeah.
thing, where you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah. And then immediately, like, I guess, like, I mean, it is such chaotic action shooting that this thing just kind of pops up that everybody's just like, all right, all the shotguns and sharkpoons. But somehow Australian dude, I guess, was just like, oh, fuck, I'm going to run. Turns around and runs into Miguel
He
Ferrer.
trips, he trips backwards.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miguel Ferrer really did not do this on purpose.
Yeah.
He's just holding the spear.
Yeah.
Dude falls back onto it and immediately like turns around and looks at his chest, which is expanding,
Right.
and then it explodes.
Right.
And everyone's like, "What did you do, Miguel
Well,
Ferrer?"
Miguel Ferrer's reaction to this is he goes, "Ah!" Like it's a high pitched scream. Chucks the spear, gets the fuck out of there,
Yep.
wailing like a child,
Yes.
and it's great.
Yeah,
It is great.
He is-
Like it is not the reaction you're expecting, but it's probably the perfect reaction. Really,
It's
where
believable.
he's just blown up a man's chest.
Yeah.
Like he's
And those two could have been friends. They were both assholes.
yeah.
So-
Assholes do tend to clump together.
Yeah, they didn't seem friendly, though, because, like, that was also the guy that was like, do you need help with that? And he's just like, fuck you.
Yeah, but you know,
I don't know.
He was like that to everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, yeah, Miguel Ferrer just accidentally
Shark poon.
burst that dude.
Yeah.
He just shark pooned an Australian man. Yeah.
And everyone, I mean, they all get out of there.
Yeah.
But they all kind of want to give him shit. And he's like, he tripped back. I don't know. And the doctor's like, shh, it's okay, Lambkins. Come here.
Yeah,
Let me hold you. And he's like, I'm sorry. I didn't do
yeah.
the thing.
And she's like, here. She starts
Yeah.
prepping a needle, and he's like, "What's that? What are you doing?" She's like, "I just want you to calm down a little bit." And then he's like, "No,
No shot.
no."
No.
Freaks out until Greg Evigan just gets him in a goddamn chokehold and is like, "Take the shot, motherfucker."
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go
Yeah.
to sleep.
But he doesn't, and it doesn't seem to calm him down.
It calms
Well,
him down to where he just goes and sits on a couch
Yeah,
and
he-
starts
He
hallucinating.
gets fetal with the doctor for just a second, so he's just like, and then she's like, okay, now that you're okay, I gotta go get some medical supplies.
Because the other two are off to do something. Greg Evigan and Nancy
I think
Everhard.
they're prepping.
They have to prep two
Something,
things: the
Yeah.
decompression chamber and the sub.
Sure.
Okay. So they're
They-
dealing
yeah,
with the sub.
I mean,
in
we're
some way.
down to like four people. No, five
Yeah.
people are alive now, right? Because the
No.
the Australian dude has
Four.
his chest blown up. Yeah,
It's
four
just
people.
four people.
Yeah, and this has happened quickly.
Yeah, pretty quick. Yeah.
This.
So yeah, the Dr. Bueller goes over and is like, I got to get a couple things, and then he just like starts hallucinating, full on space dimension, like sees dead, Australian dude. And
Yeah, who's about to attack him with a spear,
Yeah.
and he flips out and takes off and runs straight to the escape pod.
Which I will say, that's the thing that's frustrating about this movie is like they have painted the picture adequately in certain places multiple times, because he's like several times has said, why don't we just get in the escape pod and get the fuck out of here? And they're basically like, air's not hooked up. We won't be able to decompress. We will explode or implode or whatever
Yeah.
as we go up. I mean, they have pointed this out several times to this dumbass who's just like, take the escape pod. So, of course, in his panic, what does he do? But run and jump in
Because he thinks about it for half a second when he shuts the door. He's like, fuck it. And then hits the thing to launch the thing.
Yeah.
Because Greg Evigan and Nancy Everhart are like, dude, no, you're not decompressed. And
Well, it's the doctor that's up there that almost gets chopped in half again.
That's right.
She almost gets the same fate as the captain because she's like trying to grab at him and while the hatch is closing for the escape thing and then gets blown back by the water.
Yeah, and luckily Greg Evigan gets back quick enough to yank her down.
Yeah. But yeah,
But
Miguel
this-
Ferrer launches himself.
Yeah, and the way this thing's designed is crappy too because it basically just like starts letting water in because of the way
Well, the
it
whole
fires
thing
off.
is very badly designed to have
Yeah, like
one
why
escape.
why even have a door that shuts?
Why have
if-
one escape vehicle and
Yeah.
on a thing with all of these people? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
10 people couldn't fit in there.
I
No.
think they could have. I just think it was
It
more
looked
like,
like it fit maybe 4 to 6.
maybe I don't know, but
Yeah.
maybe they knew that not Leviathan wouldn't leave that many alive. So
Yep. But yeah, but
Why bother?
Miguel Ferrer, he's moving on up.
And out.
Yeah, so it's counting like they were down at 45 fathoms, and the number's going low. Counting down, and then
it's becoming unfathomable.
yeah, and they go back to them, and they're just like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" And they say like, "Well,
He's already.
I hope he's happy."
Okay, Greg is like, I'm going to kill that son of a bitch, and yeah, Dr. Bueller's just like, he's already dead.
He's already dead.
Cut to like we
Yeah, cut to him bleeding out his nose, and then looking at his arm where the veins are like rippling through.
And then just blood starts pouring out of his face.
Yeah, it's basically the entire Ebola sequence in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then there's just a blood splatter on the wall. And then that's it.
Yeah, we don't get a good like head burst
No.
scanners
We
thing or
don't
any
see
of
them
that.
blow up.
They didn't fill a dummy with juice and blow it up. I was
Shoot
a
it with
little
shotgun.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just splattered.
They
against the
probably
wall.
did film it and it got cut because this is the kind of movie
Oh,
that would
yeah.
have all that kind of gore in it, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't.
Is it an R?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. All them titty nipples.
titty nipples.
I know there's like I want to say there's only one fuck that Miguel Ferrer says.
There's a
in
few
the movie.
fucks.
Are there?
Yeah. Few fucks are given.
There's at least one because, I mean, there's a baby involved at a certain point.
That was an off-screen fuck.
Oh.
That baby was not made during the
Oh
screen
yeah,
time of this film.
and at some point after they got back, the
yeah.
doctor diagnosed her as
When they
with child.
when they brought her back from the thing that she had been trapped in where the captain died, they have strapped her into a chair and they have like brain sensors on her and then immediately give her like a sonogram, and it's like,
Well,
what?
That's later. I mean, the brain thing. Okay, so you would think there are better ways to check for a concussion than hooking up, like, whatever weird brain apparatus that thing was.
Yes.
But it is a concern that she would have been concussed in a
Certainly.
situation being.
Certainly.
I mean, not to mention the fact that like all these people would have been dead at the I mean, again, going back to like the space thing, where it's like,
Yes.
when you are in a compressed tube, it doesn't take much force from the outside to
You would be
puncture the
crushed.
hole, and I'm just saying, like a lot of these things take a lot of hits from the outside, and things get rocked around and a lot. And
So what you're
people
saying
are
is this is just as believable as Moonfall.
correct,
Okay.
correct.
All right.
And I think perhaps that the aliens and that and the arthropod are related.
Okay.
I think it's part of the shared universe. That's
Oh.
it's my new
Neato.
my new theory.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Yeah. And Ferris Bueller's mom was not actually in it. She was actually a figment in Miguel Ferrer's mind the entire time.
Okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just the three of them, and they're just like, well, nothing much we can do. I don't know. They just decide to fix something anyway. It's like, hey, why don't you go fix this, and then we'll decompress and go.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
he's like,
Well, they
he's
basically
like,
have to wait for it.
yeah, he's like,
He
I can
has to
go
get the sub.
Yes, he goes to
he
get
has
the
to bring the
sub.
sub around.
And then while he's gone, there's a knock at the door, the hatch.
Yeah.
And the doctor lady's like, let me go see who this is.
Candygram.
Just water rushing in, and the monster as well.
UNICEF.
But I just tap, tap, tap. It's just like, what the fuck?
Land shark.
Don't answer that.
Yeah.
Who would it be? What is wrong
Candygram.
with you? I can understand. In most movies, you have one character who we know is dead, but the other characters haven't seen them disappear. And so there's always one person holding a torch for maybe Billy's still alive. We got to get Billy, you know? And so that would have made sense here. Like, oh, maybe that character's still alive. That's them on the other side of this
I thought
door.
it was Greg Evigan, like, showing up with the sub or whatever.
Not at that door.
No, probably not, but they also have just seen some shit, so maybe they weren't thinking clearly.
No, she was not.
Yeah. But no, the Leviathan knocked.
Yes.
Yeah. So he bursts, like, they are able to shut the door.
Yeah.
And the two of them are on opposite sides of the room.
Yes.
And Nancy Everhard goes, I think it's in here. Keep in mind, this is a smaller room than their big room.
This is a very tiny room.
Oh, this is like the clinic. You know,
Yeah, and this is like waist deep water. This isn't even chest deep water.
Yeah. So they should, like, really have a good understanding of it's right there.
Yeah.
I can see it. It's huge.
Yep.
But they don't.
And it pops up and attacks the doctor.
Yeah.
Of course, just after she's given the whole speech about, oh, you're going to come visit me on my farm in Vermont.
They gave her a moment.
New Hampshire. I made it for
The two of them are talking, and they, for some reason, said, let's film a moment to give this doctor lady a bit of character so that she will die in the next scene, and then you will know something about her. Not her name,
Nope.
but that she has a farm.
Yeah.
And why don't you come...
She had a dog on that farm, which, like, further really actually just backs up my theory that she's not a real character. She's really just she's the emotional support animal of all the other characters in this movie.
Well, that is true,
Yeah.
but it's such a weird invite because she's like, you can come see me at my farm. I have a porch that we could sit on. And I'm like, okay. That you could literally do that anywhere. Like, y'all could sit anywhere. Like, what?
But would you be on a porch in New Hampshire, Chuck?
I would never invite someone to my house and say, we have a porch we can sit on. It's like, what the fuck? So anyway.
It depends on how pleasant it is.
Yeah.
So the monster
I mean,
is
you can
like,
sit on the porch, yeah?
yeah. So the monster is like, I'm going to get Ferris Bueller's mom here. You get in the decompression chamber. Go. And Dr. Lady deals with the monster by charging up the shock paddles.
Yep.
And this could be something neat, and they just don't do it right. She appears to be shocking it over and over and over again, not touching the water, but the monster itself.
While she's riding its back.
Basically.
Not clear, is what I'm... Well, I mean, she's not clear. It is clear what she's doing.
Yeah.
But she is not clear of the monster.
She gets pinned against the wall. It's got like a claw hand that it's got around her neck, and then she charges the paddles one more time and then just slaps them in the water.
Yeah.
So she's dead. We think the monster is dead. And honestly, if that had been the end of the monster, I would have been like, that's fucking stupid. But we all know there's going to be one more surprise. Here's the monster. But yeah, Greg Evigan shows up and he's like, what the fuck? And so they get in the decompression chamber, and then they just take a nap while they decompress. And then there's about 6 minutes left until the reactor goes off, and the computer's like, hey, wake up, you're decompressed, get out of here. So they get in the sub, and they go, and the thing blows up, and they're like, uh-oh, shockwave. And the computer simulation of the shockwave that they're seeing on their little monitor is just this little column that you see a little blip in, and all of a sudden the column fills in with this color, and the sound effect goes,
Yep.
It's real silly. It's not really alarming. It's
like...
It's like a Commodore 64 going, blurp.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes the opposite tractor beam sound from the Star Wars. Like when you go like...
Yes.
It goes...
So it's like,
look out, shockwave.
hang on to something. And
Slide whistle.
they have been saying hang on to something whenever there's a shockwave coming at them, and no one hangs on to anything.
Nope.
That's how they all got fucked up when
This is why these people are so stupid. They are incredibly concussed.
Yes. They all needed to be hooked up to the brain machine.
Yeah, they were basically like all like 12th year NFL players at this point. Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, they get up to the surface and are basically like, cool, we made it. Launch the life raft. Get in it, lady. And then as Greg Evigan takes 1 foot and starts to put it in the raft, here's the monster. Monster's there, and you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, not exploding from decompression, by the way.
No, the monster's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, he's an arthropod. It's
Also, the monster
all the stuff that's compressed is on the inside.
was trapped in the station when it exploded because there was no way out for that thing.
Nope. There was not.
So
However,
it's fine, and it's here now, and it's attacking Greg Evigan. And he's like, well, I'm just going to dump the fuel on the mini sub.
And light everything on fire.
I got a flare gun here. So he does that, and Nancy Everhard just stares at the direction where he used to be after the sub explodes, and just stares for like the longest time. And finally he pops up behind her.
And this gives us plenty of time to look at that backdrop in the big tank.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Like, it is right there. And, you know, I've said this about a few movies recently, but this is another case of this image is too clear. I can see the mural painted on this tank. The suspension of disbelief is broken because I can see it. And again, this is probably the first time I've ever seen it look like that. It's bad. It just looks bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, he pops up, and it does not do the horror movie thing of one more bleh type. Is the monster's dead, and they paddle somewhere in a direction.
Yeah, they're dead. They are totally dead.
Yeah.
They're in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, they were actually in purgatory the entire time. That's really the secret ending of Deepstar 6.
Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that it's over. It ends. They defeated
is.
the Deepstar 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People won Deepstar 6.
Correct.
Which sounds like it won, but really it's W-O-N, not
I don't know.
O-N-E.
It ate 8 people.
Okay. So Deepstar
It didn't really eat him. It just kind of ripped him in half.
Deepstar 8.
Yeah.
And people 2.
Yes. There it is.
There's your scorecard.
Right.
It's all over. The World Cup is over.
Does anyone really win when they play the Deepstar 6?
Nah, sometimes it can end in a tie.
Mm.
Yeah. That's why soccer sucks.
You're
Anyway.
you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, let's rate Deepstar 6.
I'll go.
Okay, if you're ready.
Please go.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I sound like I complained a lot about this movie, and there are aspects of it that are bad. That being said, this is an incredibly watchable movie because of the sets and everything. When it's not, piddling around and doing dumb shit. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give it 2 jocks. I'm real close to a 3, honestly, but I'm gonna give it 2 just because it's not great at the end of the day. Like, it's not a very well-made movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just understand that I'm grading that on this being my kind of genre of alien ripoffs are my thing, even if they're bad.
Okay.
I'm just saying I like industrial-esque things.
Guess
like
what?
this.
They are.
I like bottle. I like bottle episodes. I mean, I like things where it's people are trapped inside of a thing. It's that's super compelling for a plot device. But this movie does a lot of not great too.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the third act is pretty good. I think getting there is kind of a slog, but I do think the third act really whips along in a very good pace and gives you a lot of stuff to care about. I just could have used some of that in the first hour. I don't know. I like the design of the monster. I think it's kind of neat. I wish it had been more consistent. I like Miguel Ferrer freaking out. I think it's a very believable freak out, that the experience that he goes through from start to finish of just kind of being disgruntled that he's there, and then just increasingly these bad things keep happening. Now, his decision to blow up the missiles is the worst. Just the absolute worst. I have worked with some of the stupidest people. No one would have done this. There's not... Thinking back on the worst employees I've ever had around me, I can't think of anyone, no matter how distracted they are, who would have plugged in this giant suitcase and flipped a bunch of switches and then said whatever thing okay, look out, here we go, we're doing it. It's just
I've done one, and the thing is in my case, it might have been intentional. I'm just saying, he was a dumbass, but also scared the shit out of me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not get that vibe from Miguel Ferrer.
No.
Like we were saying, you do question if he was working for
Right,
the monster
sure,
at some
yeah.
point. It's just an unbelievable moment in the plot of just, obviously they were like, how do we get from this point to this point? And they were just, I don't know, do that. Go. Because it's weird. The guy who wrote this was friends with James Cameron, and James Cameron was like, "Hey, maybe don't make an underwater movie while I'm making an underwater movie," and he was like, "It'll be fine, buddy." And then they had a falling out. So,
Was it worth it?
no, probably not. They have since reconciled, so that's good.
Oh,
cool.
But,
gee.
yeah.
I hope he's working on Avatar 18.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
bet
say.
he is. He's got underwater experience.
Oh boy.
So he worked with Kristen Stewart.
That's a good movie.
Oh.
Speaking of alien knockoffs,
That's a good movie. This is not, but it's fine. I'm going to give it a single jocks. I think the third act is worth getting to. I'll just say that. I wasn't feeling it for the first hour, but once it gets there, I'm like, okay, this is all familiar, and I know what's going to happen, but whatever.
Whatever. So that was one?
Yes, one.
One.
One jocks.
yeah, I guess I'm balancing it out because I'm going 2 jocks.
Okay.
And it's just
Oh, I said I was close to 3. I was
you
on
only
2.
went 2.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Well,
Because like I said, at the end
Yeah,
of the day,
You brought up the
I-
average.
I have to realize that
Yeah.
this movie's not great.
yeah, I think it's just because the second half doesn't stop moving that I can accept it. But man, it's like at this point you probably shouldn't even attempt to knock off Alien. And back in 1989, you probably shouldn't have done it either. You know, it just
Well, do it. Just do it right. Realize what works and why it works. I mean,
But that's the thing. I can't think of anyone who
I can't think of
did.
anyone who's pulled it off.
Like
Except
the-
maybe Aliens.
Yeah, but I mean, like, anytime you've got an underwater monster movie, like, Underwater is a freaking kaiju movie, and, you know, The Abyss is way more than just about underwater aliens.
There's got to be I'll have to give it some thought. It's my brain is like cycling through
Sure.
split second, remembering fucking
yeah,
everything.
there just
like,
has
you
to
know.
be a good horror bottled movie
Sure.
somewhere
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
that pulls it off in a way that doesn't.
Yeah.
That isn't as
I mean,
good as Alien.
No,
but
nothing's
going to
be as good as Alien, but I mean, I'm
Yeah.
thinking like, I mean, you could argue like something like Pitch Black is kind of alienish. I mean, that's they're trapped. I mean, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
there are things with that borrow from the alien milieu without being directly stuck in a ship or a
Yeah.
thing directly like Alien, like this does, and not well.
Right.
Yeah.
So, hey, write in with your alien ripoff. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Ideas.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we're close to clearing out all those 1989 underwater alien movies, aren't we?
What's left?
No, this was it.
You know, I've never seen The Deep. Is that an alien movie? Or is that
No,
just a diving movie?
It's just a diving movie.
Okay.
And it's
Not good.
fine.
Is it just a drama thing?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
There's some treasure and some pirates and shit. But
I don't know why that's always like. I think maybe because the cover looks like these covers. That's why I
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
think like that. You know,
yeah,
even though that was like going for a Jaws ripoff cover, but yeah.
Lords of the Deep is a Roger Corman movie, so
Mhm.
it's gonna suck ass to begin with.
Yeah.
Let alone be a ripoff of everything else. I think the only plus is like it's like 72 minutes long or something. So
Yeah.
if we are ever in need of like we gotta go, we'll watch Lords of the Deep. But
Yeah,
it's
does
not.
does that star Nancy Everhard?
It should,
Yeah.
but no, I don't believe it does.
Yeah, so that also sounds like a name of a porn.
Yeah. You know, and I had forgotten about Metal Tornado because that was 10 years ago this month that we watched Metal Tornado.
Hell yeah, 10 years ago.
Okay.
It's
been a while.
Yeah, it's just that's how long it's been since Metal Tornado. I don't remember Greg Evigan in it at all.
He was
He was probably some teenager's father.
He was in a position of power or something.
Yeah.
He was maybe like.
Did he not have his beard? He probably didn't have his
No,
beard.
he probably. I don't think he has a
Oh,
beard
then-
anymore.
Yeah.
But
Oh, then what the fuck is he
he
doing?
was probably like Lou Diamond Phillips's ex-wife's new husband.
Oh, yeah.
that kind of thing. And he's like,
yeah.
look, here at the Weather Institute, we don't listen to your bullshit about metal tornadoes, Lou Diamond Phillips. Go chase your white whale somewhere else. Get out of here.
That all sounds about right.
I think I'm right.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I think you're right.
Okay, cool.
I'm just going to go ahead and assume you're right.
Thanks. My memory's Swiss
You're
cheese,
welcome.
but whatever.
You're welcome.
Metal Tornado. Holy
Yeah.
God. Yeah, we liked Metal Tornado
Yeah.
a lot.
It's dumb and it's fun.
2s and 3 joxes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
I
next
mean,
week we watched Megaforce.
And the week before that, we watched The Marine.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. That's a good run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when we had so many good movies to choose from? Now we've run through so many of them.
Well,
I mean, we still find them. I'm
There's
just
plenty.
saying, like, you
Yeah.
know, back then it
There's
was like
plenty.
shooting fish in a barrel.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's just firing off nukes
Yeah.
right under your feet.
Mhm. Watching. Question: does Miguel Ferrer get an ensign?
Yes.
I
feel like
I think it's a yes
yeah, I
because
mean,
he freaks out pretty good.
I guess I would give it for when he goes into full space dementia mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know that he ever has like a true instant moment. I mean, he does kind of like scream like a girl when he stabs the one dude. That's pretty good. But
Yeah,
He doesn't just stab him.
Well,
He
you know.
stabs him, and then his chest
he
explodes.
inflates that dude's chest.
Yeah, that dude looks
right
down,
in the
like,
right in the lung.
imagine being that dude.
I
Just
don't
like,
wanna.
No, I would prefer not to.
Yeah.
Just
what
that-
the fuck, Miguel Ferrer?
Yeah, it's that of a degloved dick. You got a rough go of it. This movie.
Yeah.
Just stop saying that. All of you.
What?
Whatever it is you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Just I'm peeling the banana, man.
Man, you know what you could do if you like this kind of content is you can go over to patreon.com/BMFcast and you can peel off all of your bananas. And by that I mean the money in your wallet.
Your money bananas.
Your money bananas into
Our wallet buttholes.
Our wallet buttholes.
Sure.
I don't know. This metaphor doesn't make any sense anymore.
No, I'm following it
Yeah.
fine.
Patreon.com/BMFcast. Donate as little as $1 a month, and we'll get you $1 a month. We'll get you. I don't know why. What's with my voice?
Yep.
It'll get you access to things like BMFcast Extra, which
Yep.
is basically a whole other episode of BMFcast with just Chuck and I.
Yeah.
Generally speaking,
It's where we watched Deepstar 6 a
yeah.
few weeks ago.
Lies.
It could
You're
be.
a liar.
I would have believed you.
I'm gonna log into the site, which I haven't done in years.
Great.
And I'm gonna search for it. It's probably saved
If-
in drafts.
if you had
because you
pulled-
wouldn't delete it.
If you had pulled that joke 20 minutes into the movie, I would have 100% believed you.
I thought about it. but
100%.
but
I would have
then-
been like, that makes sense.
But you stopped. You became very invested in it, and I was like, you know what? I can't. It won't work now. So
It was hitting hard. I cannot explain that feeling. Just
'Cause-
that like I didn't think I'd ever seen this movie to like, holy shit, how many times have I seen this, or did it just burn into my
Mhm.
brain somehow?
mhm.
Yeah. Because yeah, I mean, like the decompression scene, like when that started happening, I was like, it suddenly remember. I mean, there were so many things that when they started happening, I was like, I have totally seen this movie. Sure.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Anywho.
let's get out of here, shall
No,
we?
wait.
Oh,
If they want to write us.
oh, write us.
Go to
Yes, there's other
bmfcast.com.
contact. Yes, there's other contact information.
Yeah. Email us, bmf@bmfcast.com. Give us a call. Wake up the Garfield phone, 910-5JOCKS, BMF, 910-556-9263. Save it in your phone. Call it when you're on a train.
You
Call it
can
when
text
you're on
it,
a
I
long
think.
haul. If you're falling asleep, you're driving your truck. You're like, man, I ran out of episodes.
Yeah.
I need some content.
Like, man, I'm having trouble keeping it
Yeah.
between the mustard and the mayonnaise. I got to call in the BMFcast, man.
Yep. Do it.
Be our good buddy.
Yeah. You got to talk yourself awake.
Yeah.
That's how
Yes.
it works, man.
Tell us a story.
You don't have to talk to us like that.
And
In
guess
fact,
what?
I'd
And we will
prefer if you don't.
give you new content
Right, and
later that week.
Yeah, we will just turn around and regurgitate your content back at you.
Yes.
And then we will
we'll
talk about
discuss it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a perfect
And
immediate.
debate.
It's a perfect immediate solution to your problem of falling asleep at that
Yep.
moment. Is the delayed gratification of podcasting.
Yes.
Yep. And then we will debate whether you lived or died,
Mm-hmm.
much like the man on the Fiber One train.
It's true.
He died.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He died. May he rest in peace.
He didn't die Amway. He died his way.
On that note, we need to get out of here.
Okay. I'm Harlow,
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast out.
Out. Out. Bamcast out.
Get out. He chewed those Fiber One bars.
I think we made that joke. When
I'm
it
sure we
happened.
did. Yeah.
He is a CSX human.
Yeah. Yeah. He chose death. So let me see this Blu-ray.
Yeah, is that a VHS tape I see sitting there?
That is yes. That is my grandparents' 60th anniversary from 1990. My dad would like a copy.
Okay.
Chuck has the ability.
Gotcha.
I dropped the tape, so hopefully it still works. We'll see.
May I see it?
Yeah, it looks like a
Is-
VHS
did-
tape.
Well, did someone take the tab out? Is all I was looking. Yeah. Okay. Good.
It's protected. You are protected.
It needs
I swear to God, just how many times I've gone to people's like houses
Yeah,
and looked
I
at their
know.
wedding videos, and that fucking tab is still there, and I'm like, "Are you an idiot?"
I had to tape Dynasty.
Well, I think after my mom taped the finale of Saint Elsewhere over our Hawaii trip.
Well,
That's
it's
when
okay.
we-
The trip
Judgment
The
call.
trip didn't
Started
really
doing the
even
tab.
happen. It
Judgment
was
call.
all in your mind.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the monster's on the alternate cover.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh, look at that.
oh, that's a Deepstar.
That looks better than the one in the movie.
That's good
That
art.
looks like a firefly up above it too.
It kind of does.
It's good art.
Save your last breath to scream. That ain't bad. I think I actually like that artwork better.
Well, flip it.
It's not my Blu-ray to flip.
It is.
It's our Blu-ray. It's as
Oh.
much your Blu-ray as it is our Blu-ray.
Oh wait, what's the outer sleeve? Okay, yeah, outer sleeve is that one.
Yeah. Never duplicate the same artwork.
Yeah, of course. God.
See, I'm actually kind of backwards. I would have the same artwork. On the
No.
inner and outer
Always,
sleeve.
if there's alternate artwork and a slipcover, mix them up.
I know that's backwards. I know that doesn't make sense, but I would want uniformity. That's how my brain would work.
Well, this is gonna live here. Deal with it.
Okay.
We're not selling this one?
It's not breaking
No,
my
we
brain.
don't sell the Jocks movies
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
unless we were just so indifferent to it that it was just like. I mean, are we ever gonna watch it again? Probably not. But I think we should still have a library of all our Jocks movies. And Dangerous Men.
So somebody was telling me the new MST3K season
Mm-hmm.
hit the Kickstarter people. Did you back it?
I did, but not at a level that I get anything. It was
Okay.
just a give us $1, we love you forever.
Yeah, I'm just curious what movies they chose this time.
It's here's the thing. I don't like the new version of Mystery Science
Yeah.
Theater. I don't like it in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, really?
I'm happy to support it because I want them to keep making it because I know a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
But it's not for me.
I watched
So
like
wait.
the first 3 or 4
Yeah, I
Jonah
watched-
Ray ones,
Yeah, I
and I
watched the
didn't.
first
I didn't like the interstitial stuff because it was too many famous people that I recognize. I'm like, I don't like this. This is hurting it. But
Yeah.
like the actual riffing, I thought was good.
Yeah.
Because didn't they watch a kaiju movie? Wasn't that one of them?
It might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first. Yeah, what was that first year?
How
I think
many
it was like
seasons?
Gora. Is that one like GORRAH? Is that one of them? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I feel like it
anymore.
might be one of the ones from the first season. But I didn't watch the. How many seasons did they actually do? Because I only watched like their first.
This is the third.
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
in
so
their
I
third
didn't.
one.
I didn't.
So they did 2 on Netflix.
Yes. 2 Netflix seasons. This one is self-funded, and they've got their own app.
And that's the thing, man. Like, honestly, how much could that show cost per episode?
Well, now that they have a production space and a set that's easy to shoot in, they could probably just keep going forever as long as people subscribe to it. That was the big startup cost was we don't have anyone paying us for production. We don't have any upfront production money. We've got to build this thing, and they've built.
But
like
I just
a,
mean like on Netflix's side of it. Like, why?
because Netflix cancels everything after
Yeah.
2 seasons.
I know,
that's
but-
the thing is like they're just. I don't know what.
Like,
I
that
don't know
just
what their
feels like
model
the
is.
cheapest possible fucking investment they could have.
Yes.
Well, didn't they? I mean, they canceled the fucking Joel McHale thing. That was just him sitting in front of a green screen, and
I
it's
know.
like, yeah, it's just like that was literally one person sitting in front of
Really?
a thing doing the fucking like new version of the Talk Super or whatever.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like okay, like other than like what you have to pay him, that literally couldn't have cost anything. I mean, part of the joke of that show was like how cheap it was because he would go around the Netflix office and everything was so fucking cheap.
Shit, what do they call the new one?
Is
So
it The
when you do
Return?
Mystery Science Theater
I think it's
3000,
The
it gives you
Return?
the other one.
Well, the return was
The
the
first
first new season. I don't know what they're calling this. It's season.
It might just be listed as part of the main show.
It's
No,
season,
it stops at season 11 on this one.
It's season 13.
Oh, wait, there it is. Oh, it's more like this. Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you, IMDb. Yeah, The Return. There it is.
There was one movie they're doing that we did on Extra as soon as they announced their list. It's the same people, except they brought in the live show lady. They rotate between.
Oh, they're doing Robot Wars.
Yeah, they're doing Robot Wars. They rotate between Jonah, live show lady, and Joel does a couple because he was a stretch goal.
Jesus, that's a Joel. Okay.
Yeah.
He's old looking.
Man, they did Mac and Me.
Yeah.
Oh, they did Lords of the Deep.
Oh, good. Okay, well then we're not doing Lords of the Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Beyond Atlantis was one that I saw them doing, and we had a Blu-ray for it, and I was like, you know what? We need to watch Beyond Atlantis. They did Dr. Mordred.
So what? Do people like rotate it in for a whole show or something? You're saying
They have like, okay, now the people who do the live show do an episode of Mystery Science Theater, and now Jonah's people do an episode, and then I don't know what Joel's is going to be, but
Man, how did I not get to Star Crash?
I'm pretty sure I watched that.
Yeah, I somehow didn't make it there. Weird. So season 3 is the new one.
13.
Well, according to IMDb, season 3.
Okay.
Yeah, March 4th, April 1st, April 29th. So what? It's every 4 weeks.
Those were previews for Kickstarters. The season starts May 6th.
Okay.
So
And where is this at? Is this on Netflix still? Or
no,
something?
it's on their website,
Okay.
gizmoplex.com.
So you basically have to subscribe somehow.
I think so.
Sweet Nancy Everhard decided to go be on Everwood. That's confusing.
I bet they gave her shit.
I bet.
I was just trying to figure out like where she was from, like why she would have been in this movie. It just seems like kind of random casting. She's on some show around that time. Never heard it. Houston Knights. Never heard of that show.
That was a oh god, who was on that show?
I don't know. I can click on it.
Fuck.
Michael Paré
That's it.
and Michael Beck.
No, it wasn't Mike Beck I was thinking of.
Well,
Michael Paré, was who I was thinking
I mean, looks like the two of them were the stars.
of. Okay. Were they the Houston Knights?
I'm guessing maybe they were the Michael Knights.
They're
both named Mike. It's actually secretly Knight Rider.
Man, I gotta log some movies on Letterboxd.
Which, by the way, the fucking balls calling a goddamn primetime TV show Knight Rider. Just as
It aired in primetime.
no, I'm just saying that they named a fucking primetime television show Knight Rider.
Yeah.
It was that's the name of the fucking pre-KKK was the Knight Riders.
Oh, well. They shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
It was a different time.
I'm just saying, like that's what they were called before they
I mean, it
decided to form a
Obviously
group.
wouldn't fly now, but
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that's pretty fucked up. I mean,
that's pretty fucked up. I'm going to start a campaign. Can't call it Knight Rider. Fuck you. You call it Michael Knight and Kit. Buddies forever.
I just have to tell you,
Okay.
apparently we killed podcasts on Facebook because podcasts on Facebook are going away. Just got an email. Podcasts will no longer be available on Facebook starting on June 3rd, 2022. Your existing podcasts will remain available and new episodes will continue to publish until that date. Starting today, you will not be able to link or publish any new podcasts.
What?
Your voices and stories have inspired us, and we remain committed to helping you reach to grow your audiences.
But not your podcast.
For example, we are seeing podcast-related content being developed in video,
Oh.
Reels, and live
Fuck
to
off.
engage and grow audiences. Learn more about Reels and other tools to support your goals.
Wow. That's amazing. They waited till everyone on the fucking planet has a podcast, and they're like, nope, no more podcasts.
Pivot to video.
I wonder if that will spill over to Instagram. I can't imagine it would, because I mean, it's not a podcast account on Instagram, but
Yeah. So we just need to make sure people just don't fucking go to
Facebook.
Facebook.
Okay.
is it even still called Facebook? I thought it was something different.
No, they changed the company name. The company
Yeah,
name,
company
the
name's Meta.
shell company is called Meta, but it's still called Facebook. It's like how Google is called Alphabet.
Same thing.
But yeah, I mean, think about that. There was a point in time when the Dukes of Hazzard and Knight Rider were on television at the same fucking time.
Yeah, man.
I just yeah.
There's a time where things
I know things are different.
better.
I know, but things were not that long
things
ago.
were like,
Yeah.
no one's gonna see this as bad because we're over that.
I know. Yes, I think the world was like, this is stupid old times. Haha. Little did they know.
Like you could have neo-Nazis be your wacky villain in something because it's
Oh, like the
funny.
Blues
These
Brothers?
people don't exist.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
Yeah.
All right, good night, Internet.
Oh yeah.
We also hate all Nazis from all 50 states
Yeah, let's be
and
clear.
Germany and anywhere else too.
Fuck